With me, I'm smiling. That's us. We're live.
Are you singing Babe by Styx right now?
No, I'm singing Lady.
Oh,
From the moment I saw
okay, still Styx,
you.
but just another song.
Well, you know, Dennis DeYoung, one of our favorite guests.
I know. He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm
I feel like
good,
I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
It has been 2 weeks.
It has been 2 weeks.
Are
But
you-
we're back.
Are you listening to me on the 1010 Wins
I
platform?
listen to you all the time on the 1010 Wins platform. For all of you
Let me just make sure.
who know or who just log it on, you know, Scott has another job, and his job is on local radio here in New York City. 1010 Wins.
Morning Drive. Morning Drive.
Morning Drive.
Yeah.
And apparently,
We're almost at 2 million.
I was going
listeners
to say you've brought the ratings up. How much?
I don't like to brag. It's about if I'm just, you know, riffing off the cuff, it's about 60%.
And how incredible is your boss?
It'd be the best.
Yeah.
The best. Ben Meveraci.
Ben, we love him.
He's the best.
He's wonderful.
Let me just see. I just want to tell Philly we're up.
Jeff's there.
Jeff's
Hey,
Jeff, how are you?
There, Mr.
Sorry, I
Noel.
was late. I was listening to 1010 Wins, and traffic report wasn't really accurate.
Yeah.
Mr. Not available on Fridays.
Hey, listen, you can call
Well,
me.
you know what? Everybody's really excited for your new gig there, Jeff.
Oh, it's so much
congratulations on teaching the next generation about everything that you know.
It's the greatest gift ever to pay it forward to all these students, and such a great institution. I mean, the Fashion Institute of Technology is one of the top 50 schools. I'm privileged to and humbled to be there, and I have a whole TV studio and a control room and a really nice place to lecture and demonstrate. It's super exciting. Super.
I would love to see your curriculum.
Yes,
how you
I'd
broke
like
it
to
down.
see the curriculum as
Oh,
well.
I'll show it to you, Scott. Forget it.
What?
You don't qualify to be in the class.
I'd love to see your curriculum. I mean, right? Can you imagine Jeff teaching? You
Oh,
know?
I can imagine Jeff teaching. He teaches me every day for about an hour and a half.
By the way, I make my students every single class. We start off with the reciting the 7 P's.
Go ahead.
No, you don't know them?
The 7 P's?
The 7 P's.
Go ahead. Let me hear.
Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
So that's why we do so well,
Yeah,
Suki.
yeah.
We are very, very good
That's
planning.
why we have you.
That's why we have me, for proper planning.
He's
All
good.
right, Jeff, how's the lighting? Everything looks good?
You guys look like
sound is good.
Sound is clear?
You're aging backwards.
Okay.
Raging backwards. That's what we're doing. Did our gang sign on?
We're ready to go.
Our usual.
Yeah, everybody's loading up.
Okay, everybody shared it
Hold on,
up.
let me
Okay.
see. Philly Kid
Yeah.
but everybody's here. We
And
got
there's
our
the
people
gang.
lining up. There's the gang. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we do the shows live right here to Facebook, just for the fun of it, instead of just taping the show, by ourselves.
Because, Scott and I came from a live TV
we like to
studio
do it
kind of
live.
background. And for us, it's all about having that, those comments down there, like Ann Rothney saying hello, Jeannie, hello.
I may just leave this up.
Look at him. He's like,
Jeff,
Jeff,
you're
you're
so smart.
just so smart. Really, Jeannie?
And
You're going to
then,
say that to us?
These shows, of course, go to the USA Today streaming platform.
You can take that down now.
Yeah, you might take it down.
Oh, there it is. I couldn't find the button.
And that's it. Anyway, Jeff, listen, we got an amazing show. We'll tell you about it in a sec. Give me a little intro to the program, and let's get going.
We are live, and we are about to begin in 3, 2, 1.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, that's 7 of hearts. Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor,
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
entertainment,
Jesse's girl! Wonderful!
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
and optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light gets in there and it just
fights. It just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen. Your intro is fantastic.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Suki and Scott Show on the air. Show number 7,272.
We just keep rolling, everybody.
Suk, we're here again. And the amazing thing is that you and I just keep showing up.
We keep showing up because you know what? People want us here because we give good information.
Yeah.
We have incredible guests.
God,
we have musical
good
talent from all across the world. Actors, actresses, influencers, people
musicians
who are just doing good things. And this show is all about music.
It is. Today's show is about music. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had so many great musicians on the show. Rick Wakeman.
I know.
Right? Mark Rivera from Billy Joel. The drummer from...
we just had his name, too.
I just lost
Kenny Aronoff.
Kenny Aronoff was on the show. By
you went to camp with him. I forgot.
Jeff, who else did we have on? Oh my God, I'm blanking out.
Dennis DeYoung.
The drummer. Who was from the classic band.
America?
No. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. We had what's his name on? The drummer. Come on, Jeff.
Crosby's. I only know CSN and Y. I mean, I don't know who's behind those.
All right, forget it. It'll come to me. He's also we've had some of the best drummers in the world, but today we may have the actual best of the best.
Dallas Woodrow?
No, close, Suki. Thanks for coming.
Well, I thought it was
not Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Okay, because that was like okay.
I'm totally. Listen. I've been up since 1:30 and I can't think right now.
The recall just happens when you get older, right? You're like, what's his name?
Zoro will help us. Listen, we got Zoro the drummer on today.
Oh, we had Ringo Starr on, didn't we?
No, we didn't have Ringo.
Oh, Zach Starkey.
No.
Buddy Rich. No, he's dead. No.
He's in his 70s. We had him. He was playing like crazy.
I know. I can't think of it.
The white hair.
Too many guests.
Come on, Jeff. You're killing me. The two. He was doing the concert where the two guys who passed away were up on the screens.
Oh yeah. Wait. Oh.
And he was Carl Palmer, Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
I was going to say Mark.
I gotta rely on you two.
Carl
Palmer.
When you put it in the form of a question, if it's a game show, I'm good. But otherwise,
well, it sounds like we went from Crosby, Stills, and Nash to Emerson, Lake, and Palmer.
I knew it was one of those. It was Carl Palmer was on. And I put Zoro the drummers right up there with the best of the best. So Zoro's coming up in just a few minutes. He's got a new book out called Maria's Scarf, which is a memoir of a mother's love, a son's perseverance, and dreaming big. Here's a guy who really came from literally from nothing. His dad wasn't around. His mom, she had a lot of trouble. I think he had 6 brothers and sisters. And Zoro, of course, one of the greatest drummers in the world. This guy has toured with Lenny Kravitz, Bobby Brown, Frankie Valli, you name it. He's coming up in just a little bit.
Nicest guy.
Smart guy, nice
but also
guy.
What I love about Zoro too, he's giving back, right? He's motivational speaking.
Motivational speaking.
It's kind of like the lessons you learn and all of the knowledge that you get. It's once you have it, you have to share it.
Yeah.
And so what he's doing is he's sharing it not only with his memoir, but he can help you with your drumming.
Yes.
And it's pretty incredible.
He's inspiring people to follow their dreams and to dream big. And then Jessica Lynn, who you guys know, one of our good buddies who's been on the show. She just finished a world tour. She has got a new song called Shame. No, it's not that one, but it's Shame. And it actually, if we're talking about the show live right now, her song comes out tomorrow, March 1st. On all your streaming platforms. So Jessica's going to join us, and I believe Suki,
and this is her first. I mean, this is to tell you how much she kind of loves us. She just had some major surgery, and this is literally her first interview and her first time performing.
What kind of surgery?
Since
What kind
I
of?
don't know. I don't think she.
No.
No. Don't be a man about this.
Hey, we don't get personal about those
Yeah.
things.
I don't know, but I'm going to just tell you.
happy.
I know that she posted. I don't know. I don't think she shared exactly what surgery she had.
But well, she's going to be on, and she also has a Name the Lyrics test for us because you and I have a rematch from the last time she
because
joined us.
it's not Crosby, Stills, and Nash. It's Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Ladies and gentlemen, real quick before we bring Zoro in, Suk, did you ever wonder? I know this is something that goes through your mind. Did you ever wonder what female in the world has the largest, girthiest tongue according to the Guinness records?
I don't even know but I know I've seen Gene Simmons's tongue.
I don't mean long. I don't mean long. We had the girl on who had the longest tongue.
Oh,
we had her on from Guinness. Remember, she was on this show.
Yes,
it was very funny. It was like down to here. This is round. This is round. What they do is they take a piece of floss and they wrap it around the tongue,
and then they
measure it.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, it's 5.21 inches, which is wider than a can of soda.
Wow. So wait, this is a can of soda.
Yeah, you have a can. So if you turn it sideways, her tongue is rounder
than
the can. Her name is Jenny Duvander. Jenny Duvander or Duvande. We don't really know which one it is. She was crowned by Guinness.
That's crazy.
As having the largest tongue circumference for a female. Jeff, put her up here. Here she is right here. That's her tongue.
Wow.
I don't know if you could see it, Suk. If you look right here.
Jenny looks like, like my neighbor.
Yeah. It's the roundness of the tongue. It almost reminds me of when Sigourney Weaver's having the alien baby. in Alien.
You know what? I would love to hear Jenny's backstory because, it's like, how did she realize? Did doctors, sometimes when doctors look in your mouth, like I've got really big tonsils, right?
That's what I heard.
The doctors are always like, wow, those are some big tonsils.
Hey, baby, you got some big tonsils.
So I wonder if Jenny got that all her life. Like, wow, that's a really big tongue.
So it's 5.21. So I thought to myself,
I'm going to measure my tongue?
No, I don't even.
Because you like to measure yourself.
I do measure myself quite often, and things are getting smaller soon. But what's the record for the man's tongue? I figured, let me check it out.
I don't know, 5.8?
This kid, 20-year-old Braden McCullough from West Virginia, 6.3 inches. I believe we have Braden up. That's his tongue.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So you see how
that
it works?
Looks like a deformity.
Well, I think he's rolled it up.
Rolling it. Okay.
Right? So he folds it up, and then you measure it around. But listen, here's the good thing. I am so proud. I got the chills.
It's too much.
I'm so proud that both world record holders for biggest, most girthiest
are right here from
tongues
the United States.
Are good old USA. Yeah.
Because usually everybody else is from India. Because I know this because I'm Indian. And we love the Guinness World Record.
And I understand Indians.
I actually hold one.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. You told me about this with the chopsticks.
With the chopsticks.
What was that?
It was something we did on the morning show a long time ago where you had to pick up a certain amount of M&Ms on chopsticks in a minute.
Do what?
In a minute.
And what you had? Didn't you have to throw them or something?
You had to throw them into a cup.
Oh, and you got that?
Yeah.
If I look that up, your name's in there?
It's there. I have the actual certificate.
If I look up biggest,
fun fact.
If I look up biggest tonsils, will your face come up?
Ma, you have big tonsils.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Zoro the drummer coming up. They don't call him the Minister of Groove for nothing. Take a look at this gentleman playing the drums, and we're going to bring him out on the other side. Watch this. Look at that guy go. My arms hurt just from watching you, Zoro.
That was fun.
How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming on.
I'm doing great. I've just been enjoying watching your show as I'm sitting there listening. This is fun. I'm going to enjoy this show. You guys have chutzpah.
No, you'll definitely have it. If one thing people have is a lot of fun on this program.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? Listen, you've been doing this for such a long time. You know, you ever look back and just go, Jesus, I pretty much have done it all. When, you know, I look at those pictures of you from your entire life, you know, covers of magazines to just the people we know you have played with. You know, what's it like when you just look back on it from where you came from?
I look back on it with an incredible amount of gratitude. Me living out my dream has been like the impossible dream. It was kind of like, and the reason why I wrote the memoirs, my story is like a Rudy, Rocky, Blindside meets Forrest Gump. And I always call myself the real Forrest Gump because none of those things were supposed to happen to Forrest. Remember, like in the movie, he ends up
yeah.
White House. I mean, that's been my life. None of these things should have happened if you looked at me on paper. And because I came from very impoverished circumstances of abandonment and rejection and poverty and racism and all of the different things I faced, it's just made me an extremely grateful person. That I'm grateful for the journey I've been on, because I don't think I would have turned out to be the person that I am without that hardship. And that hardship is what gave me compassion and empathy for other people, but it's also what has given me gratitude for all the amazing things that's happened in my life. And I'm still like a kid. I'm still amazed at the things that happen. When you guys were talking, I took a picture of the screen. Like, I can't believe I'm on the Suki and Scott show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still always amazed. I still have childlike wonder about everything that I do. Nothing, I'm not jaded. Nothing is like not a big deal. It's all a big deal. And I'm amazed at it myself. And sometimes I look and go, you know, how did I get here?
Well, it's pretty big deal, because for you to say that you're still looking at us with childlike wonder, I mean, we're looking at, you played and toured with Lenny Kravitz, Bobby Brown, Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons, New Edition, Jody Watley. This is just to name a little bit, just a little bit. Few of his friends, Philip Bailey, Lisa Marie Presley. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think that a lot of people want to know, how did it all begin, and how did you kind of will one thing to turn into another thing to another thing? What was that?
A couple of things. One, I had a mother with incredible faith, and she, when I was a little boy, you know, I asked her if I could wear her. I'm wearing my orange scarf today. This is the first show I've worn the orange silk scarf, but that's what's on the cover of the book. But when I was a 7-year-old boy, I knew that there was something inside of me that was different. I wanted to be like a rock star, but I didn't know I was going to be a drummer. But I asked my mother if I could wear her scarf. And, you know, my mother was from Mexico City. She was an immigrant. And I said, Mama, you look beautiful. I like the way you look in your scarf. You look like a rock star. I want to look like you. And she goes, and I said, can I wear your scarf for my school picture? And she goes, no, mijo, no, the boys will beat you up. You live in the United States. You don't live in Mexico. And so anyway, I talked her into letting me use her scarf, because I said, Elvis wears a scarf, and so does Tom Jones. Wow. So anyway, she knelt down and tied her orange silk scarf around my neck. And then she whispered in my ear, one day, my precious son, you'll do something phantasmical with your life. And that was the word she used, phantasmical. It was a mixture of fantastic and amazing. So I think she just made this decree over me, and this declaration. And she turned me into a dreamer, because she was a dreamer, and she had incredible faith. And she just believed that all things were possible. And so I grew up believing that myself. I used to literally have daydreams where I would be meeting the Jackson 5, or I would be meeting Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I'd be on a plane, and I would just imagine they're sitting next to me in first class. And all those things eventually happen. So I think there's the power of imagination, as Einstein said, is the most powerful thing in the world. The fact that you can imagine something, believe in something, but then if you're willing to do the work, the labor, because I feel like the gift that I have as a drummer was a free gift from God, because nobody gives themselves gifts and talents. We just born with them. But I figured that my part was like turning that seed of potential into like a mighty oak tree, because we can't make ourselves have a particular gifting and leaning in a certain area, but we can go, hey, this is the seed I was given. Now I'm going to plant this thing. I'm going to fertilize it. I'm going to water it. I'm going to protect it. And so, yeah, I just was always believing that I could do these things. And then I was a kid who put in the work. I did not start drumming until I was 16, and I was discovered as the janitor at my high school. I was a high school janitor. My after-school job was clean the toilets and all the stuff. It was a very belittling, humbling job. But the last few minutes of the shift, I would sneak into the band room, and And so it was there that the band director discovered my talent and put me in all the school bands, because I was never even in the school band. So just a lowly job as a janitor. It's kind of like that scene from Good Will Hunting. You know,
I was going to say, it sounds very similar to the person who was solving the math problem.
Right.
And all of a sudden the professor walks in to Matt Damon, and there it is, solved on the board. I mean, that must have been just a true awakening. And then you joined the band, and then it just kind of, it started from there. It kind of ricocheted from there.
Yeah, well, and then I played in the school bands, and then I moved down to, this was in Oregon. This was Grants Pass, Oregon. And then when I graduated, I was in a cover band that moved down to Los Angeles to get a gig at Disneyland. The band never got the gig. The band sort of fell apart, but that put me in Southern California. And I had a sister who was living in Beverly Hills at the time in a little apartment with her girlfriend. And she basically, once the band fell apart, I asked if I could go stay with her for a couple of weeks. So I had no idea what to do. I'm 18 years old. I just graduated from high school. So I came up with an idea, and I saw Beverly Hills High School. And I said, okay, I'm going to take my boombox. I bought a boombox that said Panasonic boombox because Earth, Wind & Fire played it on the ads. They had it in the Rolling Stone magazine. So that platinum power. So I spent my last $200 on the boombox, took a pair of sticks, a practice pad, the boombox cranking Earth, Wind & Fire's greatest hits. I was wearing a yellow silk shirt and pants and a yellow Panama Jack hat. I looked like Big Bird. You couldn't have missed me. I'm 18 years old, just graduated from high school. And I just decided to play on the lawn because I thought if there's any musicians at the school my own age, they're gonna say, who's this new guy who's here? And so that's what happened. So within 10 minutes, a kid comes up to me, and his name is Kennedy Gordy. Well, he ended up being Barry Gordy's son, the founder of Motown Records. And then the other kid was Lenny Kravitz, and he came up to me. And they were all just kids then. They were nobody. They were just there. You know, Lenny was just a kid. His mother played on the Jeffersons, and Kennedy's dad was Barry Gordy. But they asked, hey, are you a new student here? And I really didn't know what to say because you're not supposed to just be on the lawn doing what I'm doing. So I just said, yeah, I just transferred here from Eugene. So I carried on that charade and relived my senior year at Beverly Hills High without ever being a student enrolled. And then Lenny and Kennedy began introducing me to all kinds of people around LA. First TV show I ever did was on KBEV, which was the student-run school station. And so that's where it all started. And then just little things. And then I worked really hard, and people began recommending me, and I hustled.
Wow. Zoro, when you
story.
we just saw you,
What a story.
The little B-roll there with Lenny Kravitz. When you're out there and you're playing with a guy like Lenny, and you guys are playing in front of a stadium packed with 65, 70,000 people, I mean, that's got to be like a drug for you, no?
It is the biggest buzz in the world. And what's crazy is, like, when I was in fourth grade, again, I was wanting to get in the school band program, but they always said there were too many drummers and they turned me away. So I found out they had a talent show, and I just declared myself a drummer, even though I didn't have a drum set. So I kind of conned my way into this little band they all had instruments except me. And I pretended like my drums were in the shop and they were going to get fixed, and I'll have them for the night of the show. So I literally played my first talent show in the fourth grade on a giant cardboard box that my brothers and sisters helped paint a drum set on, and I played it with my hands. But when I played into that crowd of 30 people, in my mind, I imagined there were 2 million people. And I played as if there were 2 million people. Then in 1985, when I got the gig with New Edition, we played for over 1 million people on the Washington Mall for 4th of July. It was one of those free concerts that the city puts on. And I was like, and that's how I start the memoir. I start the memoir by talking about this 4th of July, and I can't believe I'm there. And the most important thing is that my mother is going to be watching. Mama's going to be watching because it's on Showtime. And I said that it was all possible because of her, because she immigrated here and she made the sacrifices so that I could live out my dream. And then I said, but at that time, in the memoir, I say something like, but nobody knew who I really was. They just only knew me as Zoro. They didn't know I was the kid that lived in a car with his mother and lived in a tent. And they didn't know I was a kid who dug his clothes out of a Goodwill drop-off box. And so that's how the story starts. And then I'd say something like, you know, the world said I would amount to nothing. But my mother said, all things are possible to those who believe. I believed my mother. This is our story. And then it goes into this 400-page epic story of all these things.
That is amazing.
Wow,
right?
I mean,
New edition. Aren't they like popcorn love?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
You got a good memory, man. Candy Girl.
Yeah, they're like Mr. Telephone Man.
Mr. Telephone Man.
Yeah, Candy Girl.
Candy Girl.
There you go.
Those are the that's the song I played on the mall was Mr. Telephone Man. That's the song.
Man, that was the jam, Zorro. Come on, that was like
I love that you guys know all this stuff. This is great.
Well, we're a little bit younger than
Wait,
Scott.
Zorro,
you and I are a little bit younger than Scott.
Do you now? I know you're an insane drummer. Do you sing it all too, or no?
I don't sing, no. But where I make up for that is I'm a motivational speaker and a writer and a teacher and an encourager. So kind of the reason why I wrote the memoir, why I do anything I do, is I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. So my the memoir, and I did an audiobook for it as well with Blackstone Publishing. That is what I have to give to the world. That is my offering when I'm dead and gone. People will be able to be inspired by this story. People ask me, like, why did you write it? I said I wanted to make people feel hopeful, people in the worst of circumstances that thinks it's impossible to do anything great. And also for all the mothers out there that go, is my kid going to turn out all right? I can tell you that just love supersedes everything. No one does it right. No parent does it right, but love supersedes everything. So the memoir was, I worked on it for 15 years. I started a diary when I was 10 that I kept up with into my 20s.
Wow.
I've been writing it really for 50 years, but the whole reason why I worked on it for the last 15, and I read over 300 books to learn how to write my story, was that I wanted to impart something to people to fill them with a sense of hope, to fill them with a sense of possibility. There's only so many one-on-ones I'm going to have in my life, so many motivational speaking gigs, but a book can go around the world and it can live forever. So that's really my heart. So yeah, I don't sing, but I inspire people. And I've spoken everywhere from San Quentin prison to the jungles of Ghana, Africa, to every place imaginable. And the message is always the same: to inspire people of possibilities. And so the book has the 4 themes I would say that people will walk away with is it's heartwarming, heartbreaking, hilarious, but it leaves you hopeful. And and I poured my soul into that thing.
Well, you know what? You have a great, I think it's like 2 minutes. You have a great promo for the book. And I want our audience to see it. So Jeff, play that video of the promo and let everybody see. It's Maria's Scarf, a memoir of a mother's love, a son's perseverance, and dreaming big. Watch, take a look at this.
When I was 7 years old, my mother knelt down beside me, tied her orange silk scarf around my neck, and whispered, "One day, my precious son, you will do something phantasmical with your life." With those words, my fate was sealed. Now, 50 years later, it's time I share my story. A story about the power of a mother's words to transform a child's future. I would go from surviving the rough streets of Compton to living among the elite in Beverly Hills. From dodging eviction notices to traveling around the globe with the world's wealthiest people. Though I would go on to become a world-renowned drummer, my story is really not about drumming. It's about dreaming and overcoming insurmountable obstacles to make those dreams come true. It's a love story between a mother and a son, an immigrant woman who came from Mexico to the United States to make a better life for her children, a single mother who raised 7 children alone in pursuit of the American dream. It's a story about a family's unbreakable bond and their struggle to survive fatherlessness, economic hardship, and racism. It's a story about a quirky, hilarious, and tenacious kid who refuses to give up on his dream. Part sinner, part saint, but all heart in his epic quest for significance. And it's a story about the power of friendship and how those who believe in us help to shape the course of our lives. Now more than ever, we need stories of hope and triumph, stories that bring out the best in humanity and remind us what matters most. Universal stories of love, perseverance, and the power of dreaming big. A story that kneels down beside you and whispers in your ear, "One day, brave soul, you we'll do something phantasmical with your life.
Wow.
Just beautiful and powerful, Zoro. Beautiful and powerful.
Very nice.
Well, represents a lot of hard work. The story has taken me my whole life to write, and my vision was always to turn it into a movie and a Netflix series or a streaming series.
I could see it. I could see it. I think we need to put you in touch with George Lopez.
Yeah,
you know,
really. George, you got to get a hold of George.
He has a production company.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Well, that would be great because it's the vision that I've always carried. And when people see the trailer, they go, "This is a movie. This is a series. You know, a modern day Wonder Years of a family struggling to survive." And it's just a beautiful story. My mother was this incredibly beautiful woman with this amazing heart. And so when people meet me, they're meeting her because it's her in me that managed to do all these things. I couldn't have done it without. And you know, again, I wrote the book for mothers and fathers and dreamers. People that want inspiration and hope, because I just believe that we are capable of so much more if we just wouldn't give up. Like I never went to school to learn how to write, but like I read 300 books to study this, and it has turned out beautiful. But that just meant that I had the potential all along, but we got to mine it out of there. You know, it's like a bank deposit. Like you've got to make those withdrawals every day, and everybody has the potential to do something phantasmical, and that was the word my mother used. But no, it's great. And I'm super excited about sharing this story and sharing my life and trying to make a difference. I'm 61 and, you know, who knows how long any of us have, but this is the season that I want to pour into other people and use this amazing story to inspire everyone else to live out their story.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I was going to say, you know, your mother was a beautiful woman inside and out. So was there ever a father figure for you? Was she dating? Did she have relationships?
Well, so my father abandoned me when I was an infant, but here's the crazy part. I never grew up with him, but here's the crazy part. He was a drummer as well.
Oh, wow.
And the only thing that he left me when he left me was a set of bongos. And there's a picture of me in the memoir with his bongos hanging beneath my infant feet in the stroller. And so it was almost like poetic justice. It was almost like a prophetic destiny that the only thing he left me accidentally was the bongos. And I won't give it away because it's in the book, but there's an epic encounter that I have with him at some point, and you'll go, wow, this is like incredible. But I spent my whole life sort of reaching out to this man, but he never responded. So I sent lots of letters and so as a kid, when you're doing this, it just sends like a spear of rejection, like a harpoon of rejection in your heart. But that rejection served me well because it's what made me try everything really hard. Like when I play or when I write or when I speak, I do it as if my life were on the line. Like everything matters in that moment. And so I don't think I would have been that way if I wasn't seeking that love and that assurance from him, which I never got. So it put in me a spirit of desperation. So when I play drums, it's like the last time I'm ever going to play. When I write, it's got to be my whole heart and soul in it. And when I speak, it's like, this may be the last time I ever speak. And I think that the thing that was meant to destroy me is what gave me purpose. You know, the things in life that can destroy us, if our heart is right and our heart is open and soft. I was always a forgiving kid, but if our heart is open and soft, we can make your points of pain your points of purpose. And that's what gives me zeal to inspire people to write. And when I play with all my heart because one, I'm half Mexican and half Irish. And two is I just grew up with that sense of desperation. So it's just, this matters. And so people always say, man, you play with so much soul, or your book has so much. Like a lot of high level readers have read the book and they were like, this book has more heart than any book I've ever read. Like it's made them laugh. It's made them cry. It's made them angry. But you know, the job of an artist, and you guys too, you do it great on your show. Because I was watching all the clips. I'm like, these guys are awesome. The job of us as artists is to really only one thing: elicit emotion, make people feel something, whether it's laughter, whether it's pain, whether it's sorrow, whether it's anger. But our job as artists, and so as a drummer and as a writer and as a speaker, my job is to make you feel something. And when you make people feel something, then you've changed them, because most of the world is just bland and boring, right?
Yeah.
But you guys, you made me laugh when I was watching all those clips, and you made me joyful. And I was like, these guys are awesome. This is going to be so fun.
Was it the story about the girl with the round tongue?
That I was cracking up over, but it was all the other clips, you know.
Zoro, listen, I want to elicit some pleasure for our audience right now. I just want to, before you go, I want to show them one more clip of you wailing away, man, and doing your thing. Take a look at this. The man's incredible. Watch.
Amazing.
Amazing. Good
amazing,
stuff.
Zoro.
Good stuff.
I mean, talk about an inspirational, 25 minutes. I mean, this was incredible.
Unreal.
Thank you so much.
Zoro,
it was really a masterclass.
Yeah, real quick, best drummer you've ever seen other than yourself?
Buddy Rich, I saw him when I was young, and I met him on the streets on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills.
Buddy Rich.
I love it. Zoro, thank you, my friend. Listen, the book is called Maria's Scarf. Jeff, throw it up there again. Memoir of a Mother's Love, a Son's Perseverance, and Dreaming Big. You guys, you got to check this out. It is just, I mean,
a fantastic book. I mean,
the reviews are incredible.
Yeah. And you know what? Can I tell you something, Zoro? This is going to become a Netflix show. I really do. I can't see it not becoming a show. I mean, it has all of the elements, the highs, the lows, like you said, and everybody is rooting for you or the main character to succeed. So hopefully somebody sees themselves in you, as a parent, like you were saying, a mother really just wants their kid to see that they can do anything that they want them to do, a father as well. And so the fact that your mom was able to plant that seed, but you were able to grow into this incredible oak tree, as you said, is pretty intense and beautiful to see.
Well, it's so sweet of you guys to say that. I'm honored and privileged to be on this show, and I hope to meet you in person one day. You guys seem like such a fun hang, and it was great being able to share this. And I just wanted to inspire all the mothers and fathers that don't give up, no matter what it looks like, no matter the hellhole you might be in at the moment. Love permeates through everything, and in the end, I've written a book about my mother's love, even through all the dark things we went through. Love will always supersede everything.
I love it. You're muted.
You're muted, Jeff. You're muted. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's like having your granddad on the show.
I don't like to interrupt that often, so I like to keep low. But Zoro texted me and told me that I will be producing this life story for him. So I just want to throw that in now. It's on a record.
Zoro, thank you, my man. Continued success. Enjoy Nashville.
Yep.
And we're going to be looking
and if
for
we
you,
ever make it out to California, we'll make sure that we reach out to you and say hello.
Absolutely, my
I'm going to reach out to you when I'm in New York, because I'll be
all
there.
right. Sounds good.
Absolutely. Do you come and play in New York? You got to let us know, my man.
Play on the show, man.
100%. That what he say?
Play on our show.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
Always welcome.
Zoro, thank you so much, buddy.
You. Take care and God bless.
Bye, Zoro. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Suki,
listen, I feel inspired already just by that 25 minutes.
You know what? Listen, you know what he just told you? Listen, you know me, I always goof around with everything, but what he just taught me is no matter how it is, no matter where you're growing up, what the circumstances are, at the time you might be like, oh my God,
I'm never getting out of this.
I'm never getting out of this, but you see it can happen.
Yeah. You keep plugging away.
You just keep plugging away, and it's just, if you have that adult role model in your life who's going to keep telling you
you
just
can do
keep doing it. You can phantasmical.
Yeah.
And
but you know what? Can I just say something after meeting your mother? And I always marvel at Scott, because I always tell, and even Eric, my husband, will say Scott is like, the driving force behind the show, because I have never met somebody with this incredible work ethic. Like anything that is bad, he is able, and I say that as a true fan, as somebody who just loves him to pieces and am inspired by him, because he is able to take the downside and somehow flip it up and say, you know what, we're going to go upright this way, and this is how we're going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it until we figure it out.
Because we have no choice.
No, but I mean, he is also one of those people similar to Zoro, who I think had an incredible mother behind him, who just said he was just gosh darn so special.
I could do no wrong.
So special. And I'm sure his Father in heaven planted plenty of seeds in this guy that is now coming to fruition. That's for sure.
So funny. Even I would sing as a 2-year-old. I'm like, oh, you're amazing, son. You're amazing. Like,
do you remember?
You're amazing. Anything I did, I would do a Nixon and my fellow Americans.
And your mother was like, I love you.
That's the best impression I've ever seen. She still does that today.
I know. That's why I love her.
It's so
I love
funny.
her because, you know, she really has really put that inside of you.
You're giving me too much credit for Jeff now.
Yeah, you're setting me up big here. If I hear that you complain again and that your lunch is late or there aren't frosted donuts, I swear I will play Zoro's clip from now on.
Do it, Jeff. Do it, Jeff.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we still have so much more to do. Jessica Lynn's coming up. You guys know Jessica. She's been on the show 3 times now.
Yeah, I think this is the 3rd time.
Last time she was on, we did that
live
from the studio,
yeah.
right? But that was like 2 years ago already.
Was it really 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. It was like 2022, right? And in April of 2022.
I can't believe that, Scott. I feel like it was yesterday.
She's an amazing singer, beautiful lady, married. She's got Dorothy the dog. Just came off a new tour. She always does her live Christmas shows. She's got a new song out. Let me give you a little another intro to Jessica. We're going to bring her in.
Is this her new song?
No, this is just her, and then we'll play the new song a little bit. But this is just her, Jessica Lynn, singer, songwriter, influencer. Take a look. We bring her on the other side.
We're getting into it, Jess.
What's up, Jessica? How are you, young lady?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Fantastic. We're so happy to see you, see that you're doing well. You're recovering from a recent surgery. And I'm just going to say that you are beautiful. You have not changed one bit.
You are beautiful.
In the 2 years, I mean, we haven't seen you in 2 years. You haven't aged.
She doesn't age.
You don't age.
She doesn't age, Suki. And quite frankly, I
so
don't like it one bit.
I know. And you forgot to say that she's an animal lover.
Oh, well, I said she's got Dorothy.
Right?
Dorothy's still around.
Audrey.
Right?
Audrey.
Right.
Audrey or Audrey.
You know.
She just raised her eyebrow at you next to me. Yeah,
Jess, what's going on? You every time I saw your Instagram post, like November, December, you were in a different country.
It was an amazing year. We were on the road from May till Christmas.
Wow.
Nonstop. We did, I think it was 7 different countries, and it was incredible to be back on the road again. I missed it so much the last few years, and it's just been really an incredible time. My record that I released, Lone Rider, which was my debut record, even though it was about 9 years late for my career starting, because I built my career being on the road as an independent artist. That charted on Billboard. It's just been an incredible few years.
And for our viewers who don't know, Jessica, her band is her husband, her mother, her
your
father.
family's still with
this
you?
is like a huge family affair that is a production that creates Jessica Lynn's fantastic world.
Yeah, my nickname for the band is called The Little Engine That Could. That's my favorite children's book. because really we're this small but very mighty team, and even the rest of the band has been with me since 12 years now.
Oh,
I love it. So you got a new song that actually comes out tomorrow, but for Janera it is Shame, and it's bilingual. How come you did it that way?
Yeah, so I've always been an artist that kind of plays by my own rules. Well, first being a New York Italian country music artist, I never really fit into a box, and my influences growing up were vast. I mean, and you could tell that by listening to my music. I mean, literally, when I was a kid, I would go from listening to Glenn Campbell to the Beach Boys to AC/DC to Selena I mean, you name it, I loved it and I listened to it and I found inspiration in it. So I've always loved Latin music. And growing up, I mean, there were a few singers I practiced to more in my bedroom and my mirror than Selena and Gloria Estefan. And incredible artists. So recently I was doing a co-write with an amazing songwriter in England. And she came to me, she's like, I have this idea for this song. It's a shame, baby, a shame, shame, shame. And all she had to do was say that. And this song poured out in probably 45 minutes or less. And it came out Latin. And I'm like, you know what? Let's roll with it. Let's do it. Why not?
That's incredible. It just came out Latin.
It just came out Latin.
How does that happen, Jessica?
I wish I could tell you, but I mean, over the years, I've done so many crossover things into the rock world, the blues world, the soul world, the country world, obviously. So it just kind of felt natural. You know, in the beginning of my career, I was always so nervous about what people would think of me. Like, oh, I can't release that. It's too rock and roll. I'm supposed to be a country artist. Oh, I can't do that because, you know, it's too long and radio has to be 2 minutes or 30 seconds. But at this point, I just want to make good music and make music I like to make, and music that other people seem to enjoy listening to.
Yeah, and by the way, you know, you are the real queen of Christmas because you know, we just saw those pictures. You always do. You pick a couple of weeks during the holiday time, and you do those live stage shows, right?
Yeah, so it used to be a Very Merry Country Christmas. Actually, this year is the first year with the new branding, a Very Merry Classic Christmas. We started the show 7 years ago at the Paramount Theater in Peekskill, New York, and I had no idea what it would turn into. It's a fundraiser for Toys for Tots. It is the largest fundraiser of the year for the New York chapter here, which I'm so proud of. And 2 years ago, we tested a little mini tour. It's a huge production. We have dancers, special effects, foggers, snow, spark machines, choirs, musicians, horn sections. I mean, you name it, the show has it. Audrey makes an appearance, usually as Rudolph or Frosty.
Audrey.
And so I was like, I don't know. I would love to bring this on the road, but I don't know how this could actually be physically and mentally possible with all of those moving pieces. So we added 2 shows 2 years ago. They both went amazing. So last year we're up to 7 shows. We raised hundreds of toys in each stop for Toys for Tots. We sold out almost every single show of the tour. And this year, you're getting the inside scoop, but we're up to 14 shows for this upcoming year. We start before Thanksgiving and we end right at Christmas. So
I don't believe we've ever been invited
I
to go.
think we need to go.
You are welcome.
We need to go.
You are welcome anytime.
We're bringing our families.
I mean, is there one number that I could be part of? While you know,
I think you have her phone number. You just you want to go on stage and sing with Jessica?
I want to be part of one number. I wanted to call me up and be part of a number. Yeah. Preferably where I kicking my feet. One singular sensation.
No.
If that was the audition, I'll call. Don't call me. I'll call you.
Yeah, we'll get a hold of you. Oh, Jess, we'd love to come see the show one time.
Please, I would love that. And you know what would be fun? So you know I love my games. And you know, during the whole pandemic, I always did the live streams with Name That Tune. During the show, there's a game that has become a tradition now, and I can't tell you how many families say we use this at our family party or at our company Christmas party. So it's a game I called Naughty or Nice that I invented. So basically, I call audience members up twice throughout the show because it's a very participatory show, and I give them a lyric, a Christmas lyric, and if they finish the lyric correctly, they get to pick out of Santa's sack. However, half of the items in Santa's sack are really nice, like chocolates, gift cards to the theater. The other half are absolutely awful gifts that you would never ever want for Christmas.
Oh, prank gifts, socks.
So you get a 50-50 chance of of being really happy or really disappointed. But it's hysterical when the people open the bad gifts.
That is so funny. Well, listen, in a couple of minutes, you're going to finish the lyrics with us or name that tune, I think.
But we want to hear her sing.
But I want to hear
Shame.
I've got a little bit of Shame. I want to play it, and then we'll talk on the other side. So here's Shame. Comes out tomorrow, March 1st. Jessica Lynn, and it's bilingual. Take a look.
You were the one I saw at top, but now you're gone. You blew away right in the breeze as I roll on. And I felt sorry for a minute, but sorry ain't enough to live this. It's a shame, baby, a shame, shame, shame that you broke my heart and lit it up in flames. It's a shame, baby, oh, it's a crying shame. Ain't it a shame? Quisiera saber cómo yo me veo en your eyes.
It's got a very Santana-esque vibe, you know? That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I love Santana. And again, I've always loved Latin music. It was so much fun to put this song together. And even I took Spanish all throughout school. I had skipped several grades. I was doing college level Spanish when I was only a sophomore in high school. And
wow,
I'm so mad that I lost it. You know, when you don't practice it all the time, you lose it. But at one time I was almost fluent. And I did a DNA test actually a few years ago, just because I was curious, and it turns out I have Spanish blood, which I never knew. So I think it all kind of makes it makes sense now.
Italy, Spain, it's all close by.
I speak Spanish. Yeah, I speak Spanish very well, so we have a lot in common. Sí, amigo, sí. That's about as far as I go.
That is so not good.
So listen, the song comes out tomorrow.
Shame, which you just heard.
Shame. But for this purpose, wow, the song is already out, Jessica. And where could people find it? On all the streaming platforms?
Yep, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. You could stream it or purchase it. Purchasing it on iTunes or Amazon helps it chart, which is something really exciting and cool for us. So we appreciate that very much. But yeah, you can find it everywhere music is found.
I love it.
And are you going back on tour, or are you just taking the summer off to kind of, promote more of the music that you're putting out?
No, so this year is going to be busier than ever. We have the largest Christmas tour we've ever done. We haven't announced yet. We're doing a full month in Europe again with a lot of big festivals.
That's great.
And then we also have a bunch of dates throughout the USA that we're going to be announcing soon. In addition to, unfortunately, I can't talk about it yet, but I have signed a really exciting contract with something with the military. So we'll also be doing some cool stuff there.
Beautiful. She's joining our girls joining the military. I love it.
God bless. Just add it to the many things that Jessica Lynn does. I mean, really.
One more thing.
All right, Jess, listen, speaking of games, I believe I beat Suki 2 years ago at our Finish Those Lyrics.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have another set of songs for us today?
I do. I have come prepared.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So how is this going to work? Is it lyrics or title?
So I'm going to play a clip of a song, and then you have to tell me the artist and the song title.
Oh,
or it doesn't count.
Double whammy.
Go ahead. You got to listen though. No yelling out, Suki.
Okay.
And this is my first time singing live since my sinus surgery with you guys. So I feel I'm happy to be here with you, even though I'm nervous. Okay, here we go. Someone told me long ago. Okay.
Creedence Clearwater Revival. Who'll Stop the Rain?
The Rain.
I mean, you're close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep singing.
the title is slightly off.
Do you know it?
I thought it was.
There's a calm before the storm, my love. It's been coming for some time.
I want to know who stopped the rain.
Who stopped the rain? No? I want to know?
Okay, right. You want it? I'll give it to Scott. Have you ever seen the rain?
Oh, have you ever seen the rain? I want to know. Damn, I was right there.
That was close enough, I think.
All right.
Okay,
Jessica will give that to you.
You got to raise your hand, Suki, so we don't interrupt.
Well, you were kind of screaming things out.
I didn't. I knew it. She said she waited.
Yeah, he was a little extra, Suki. I'll have to say.
Thank you, Jessica. I love you. Thank you.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Oceans apart, day after day. Suki.
It's Richard Marx.
Yes.
Only slowly drift away. I hear your voice on the line, but it doesn't stop the pain.
Next to never. How can we say forever?
Wherever you go, whatever you do. I'll be right there waiting for you.
Yeah. Oh, but who gets the point?
Jessica, I swear, we both had to sing the whole song to get to the name.
Who gets that point?
I think it was a tie. That was a tie.
Okay.
Half and half.
So we have one for Scott.
And a 0.5, a 0.5 for Suki.
Okay. All right, let's do this one.
That's great.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom.
Oh, I know it.
Oh, Scott went up first.
Which person? Which person?
I'm going to say Louis Armstrong.
Yeah,
What a Wonderful World.
Yeah.
All right, you got it. 2 for Scott.
But how many people have sang it's What a Wonderful World? Like there's so many.
Only one.
I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure they've covered it, but like he is the one.
The one.
And our guy, James Iglehart, going to be playing Louis Armstrong on Broadway.
Broadway, yeah.
Cool. All right, how many more you want? One more?
2.
One more.
Got to do 5.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's winning, so he wants to keep winning.
If he was losing, it would be over. Okay. Okay.
I'm going to let you guess.
This is a fun one.
No,
I'm too good. I'm too good at this.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me.
I know the song. I
Can't
Can't Stop This Feeling, and
it's one of 2 people, Sue.
One
of 2 people.
You let me,
girl.
Everything's alright.
Is it Frankie Valli?
Hooked on a feeling, but I'm high on believing. It's one. By the way, it's either B.J. Thomas.
Oh gosh,
who was on the show and passed.
B.J. Thomas, who sang
away.
The song from that movie,
Raindrops
Keep Falling on My Head.
Or don't you get the Ooga Shaka Ooga? That's Blue Suede sings that song.
Yes.
Well, I definitely didn't know Blue Suede or B.J. Thomas.
All right, what's the last one, Jess? Give it to us. Let me hear it.
All right, let me think. I'm finding a good one.
You say B.J. Thomas, and I instantly think Raindrops Are Falling on My Head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's try this one. I'm just
you weren't here that day. He was
out.
on our show.
That's big.
All right, let's see. This is weird on the piano, but it will make it better. You're a real top cookie with a long history.
This is my favorite singer, Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Pat who?
Was it Pat Benatar?
You said Pat Benatar. Pat who? Well, I want to hear her sing this a little.
Hit me with your best shot.
That's okay. Let's see how you do it. Put up your do. Let's get down to it.
Hit me with your best shot.
Why don't you hit me with your best shot?
By the way, it's not enough that she plays the guitar.
I know she plays the piano too.
The drums.
I know, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
She's such an overachiever.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I mean,
you know,
it's
like
just
we
too
had Zoro and Jessica Lynn on the same day. Talk about taking two people who would die to be a musician but have no musical talents whatsoever.
Well, Suki, we're excellent
You have
singers.
other talents.
We're excellent singers.
But Jessica Lynn, that is fantastic.
Jess, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sorry that Scott won against Suki. I was rooting for you.
I know
I try to lose. I can't even lose if I'm trying. The song is called Shame. Jessica Lynn. It comes out tomorrow. There she is looking. Yeah, she got this whole Spanish thing going
Señorita
on.
vibe.
Señorita.
I like it. I like it.
And how's Audrey/Dorothy doing?
She's doing so great.
There's Dorothy.
She's totally healed. So her legs have been amazing. She's running and playing like a regular dog after 9 surgeries that we've gone through the last 3 years. So we're so happy. And of course, she comes on tour and keeps everybody in line as the manager.
And how's hubby doing, by the way? Because I know he's
didn't you guys split up yet? So I can move in. Nothing.
Oh, God. He's doing great. We're all super excited for this year. We're going to places we've never gone before. So we're just starting to prepare. I'm writing a lot of new music. A lot of new music's going to come out this year, and getting into rehearsals.
All right.
Okay. Jeff, pop on.
We're going to have to change batteries really quickly. Hold tight.
Low budget show.
Wait, stay really quickly.
She can't hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, she can
hear us.
Okay, just stay really quickly. We just have to change the battery really quickly.
He turned off the lights.
Scott,
I told you to pay the electric bill.
Where is that?
Should we play another Name That Tune while we wait?
Oh, I'm terrible.
Yeah, give Jeff a tune.
No.
All right, here's a one that you never even you never think about. I don't even know why I have this in my songbook, but here we go.
All right, I'm here.
But where do you keep the batteries?
Ask me if I love you, and a choke on my reply. I'd rather hurt you honestly than mislead you. But who am I to judge you on what you say or do? I'm only just beginning.
I know it.
What is it?
I know it. It's sometimes when we touch.
Sometimes when we touch.
And it's Dan somebody.
Honesty's too much. I have to close my eyes.
Who is it? Dan who?
Dan Hill.
Dan Hill.
I wanna hold you till I die.
Till we both break down and cry. I wanna hold you till the fear in me subside. Jess, you gotta have a spot for us in the live show, no?
I will. I'll start working. How's your dancing?
We dance.
We could do backup.
Great. How do you feel?
Sometimes when we touch.
And how do you feel about a leotard?
Jess, we love you. Listen, congratulations on everything.
The song is out, everybody. Streaming everywhere.
Shame. And you'll come back again. I know you will.
Thanks so much. It was so great to see you guys and so much fun.
You're the best.
It's really
babe.
good to
Thank you
see.
so much. We love you, pal.
We love you.
Anyway, Jeff, listen, you switch over to the other one. I'll finish us up here. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, absolute pleasure. What a great show. We're coming back like 10 minutes after 1. We're going to do another show. Kenny Albert, legendary sportscaster from a legendary sportscasting family. Got a new book. And then actor Robert Wool is coming out. He's going to be on the show later on. I mean, God, he's been in everything. So.
That's all I have to say. Robert
Bull
Wool's
Durham,
going to be on. Yeah.
Batman.
You know
who
he
he's
is.
been in so many great shows. So I leave you with the main man, Philly Kid. We
Bye,
love
everybody.
you guys. See ya.
He looked down into her brown eyes and said, say a prayer for me. She threw her arms around him, whispered, God will keep us free. They could hear the riders coming. He said, this is my last fight. If they take me back to Texas, they won't take me back alive. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. She reached down and picked the gun up that lay smoking in his hand. She said, Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. And she knew the gun was empty, and she knew she could not win. But her final prayer was answered when the rifles fired again. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home.